What's up, all you good fellow fly guys? You know who it is, the Cat in the Hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michael Andrew of StarArchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. And welcome to another Discourse and Dress, some expressions for your ensemble, some sonnets for your style. Today and this week, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite accessories. You know where I'm going. You know what I'm about to talk about. We're talking all about hats, crowns, brims, however you choose to address them. These accessories have the unique ability to create a certain level of elevation and distinguishment when you step out. Now, a lot of people often ask me, why is it that you're always in a hat? Well, I can't really escape it. Somewhere around 22, 23, I remember stepping out in a new hat that I had just gotten when I had first taken my interest in hats. And I remember throwing on my hat, putting it on, and tilting it rakishly to the side. I would eventually learn. And I remember my mom being out watching me, unbeknownst to me, and saying, "You truly are your father's son." And at that point, I had never really interacted with my father. I didn't know about his mannerisms. I didn't know about his stylistic idiosyncrasies. And yet and still, I found myself doing some of the same things that he did. So I started to realize that my affinity for this crown was simply a part of my bloodline. It was in my DNA. And so because of that, I began to not try to run from it, but to embrace it. Now, a lot of guys will often say, "But Michael, I can't pull off a hat." And it's often when they're saying that they are sporting their favorite ball cap with their favorite team on it. I always found that a little ironic, but the truth is a lot of guys don't really understand all of the different elements that can actually create a hat. And once you do understand those, whether it's the different styles, it's the different anatomy of the construction, or the type of brim that you're wearing, then hats often become like love. You don't need to find a whole lot of them. You just need to find the one that actually works for you. So this week, we're going to be talking about what a hat actually symbolizes and represents. We're going to talk about how you can incorporate different types of hats into your wardrobe and what they express. We're going to talk about what's trending for the summer as it comes to an end, and some great transitional hats as far as the weights and different types of things are concerned, as well as a way to wear your hat and what that actually can represent as well. And lastly, helping you really understand what it means for a king to wear his crown. But before we do all of that, I want to make sure that I give you a brief history of the hat's origins. We want to talk briefly about what it means for you to construct that into your wardrobe and its functionality. And then lastly, what a hat will ultimately communicate when you step out. Hats seem to be almost as old as time. The first hat that we see is actually in the Thebes tomb in Egypt, where a Egyptian has a conical hat that he's wearing in this tomb. And for me, it hasn't been verified. It's just my speculation here. Is he's wearing one, but not everybody else in the image or in the hieroglyph is wearing one. And so because of that, I am theorizing that this was a way to show a certain level of separation within the court of Pharaoh. It's not uncommon that we see that pharaohs were often wearing headpieces as well. So the hat has origins all the way back to Kemet, all the way back to the origins of man. And so it's important to understand that even in that space, it definitely has maintained the test of times. So the next significant time that we see hats is in Greek times. When a Roman slave was freed, he was given a Phrygian hat. Now that Phrygian hat was a sign of his freedom to all the people around the community or in the country. And it was called a liberty hat. That's what actually gave it the name, which was also worn in during the French Revolution. Now when it comes to brims, the first hat that we see with a brim was actually called a pedicos in Greek times as well. So as you can see, the history of hats dates back so long that if you can't find one that works for you, you're slipping. And all you need to figure out is what you are looking to represent, how you are looking to represent it, as well as the anatomy of your head shape and what's going to work best for you. I'm almost certain that you are going to find a crown to king yourself with. So when it comes to the communication of what a hat actually represents, there's always been a sign of distinguishment, of separation, of elevation when you are stepping out in these spaces. Whether it was men wearing top hats when they were going to a black tie or white tie affair, whether it was men sporting their boulders at sport events or on the lake in the early periods of time, or sporting your favorite cap to support your favorite team, whether it's basketball, football, or baseball. Each headpiece that you wear is a symbolism for what you are looking to communicate. And some people choose to do this casually, and other people choose to dress it up a little bit more. So before you are so quick to denounce or dismiss this addition to your dress, try something on. See how it fits you. Now, again, if you found this information beneficial, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Please make sure that you leave me some comments in the comment section if you would like a more in-depth history of hats and all of the different types of dynamics and major turning points within hats history. Please make sure that you share this with a friend. I can guarantee you somebody didn't know all these historical elements that went into hats and actually may find themselves doing some more research and figuring out which hat works for them. Please make sure that you subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. You know I'm here every Monday through Saturday at 6:30 p.m. here to ensure that you are redesigning your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. And lastly, please don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind, so you should always dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.